What we will delve into is this weekend's El Clasico that took place on Sunday evening, because boy oh boy did that deliver.
Yes, and I think we could say that's the first time I've felt pretty good about an El Clasico in years.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance from Xavi's Barcelona side. That was just... it was Pep Guardiola Barcelona-esque, that was.
Yeah, it feels like every Barcelona manager has their coming out performance, and it always seems to be in El Clasico as well. This was Xavi's.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, he had the El Clasico at the start of the year in the Super Copa, which I believe they lost, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this one, his first La Liga El Clasico, absolutely showed why they're on some of the best form in European football, and why the resurgence under Xavi has been so incredible. And it's just absolutely incredible to see the leaps and bounds that they've come on from the first half of the season to now.
Yeah, we've not really been shy in saying that he's been doing miracles with Barcelona, considering the players he's brought in January and what they've now become. They're all good again.
Yeah, they're all like key players to how Barcelona play. I mean, prime example yesterday, Aubameyang scored 2 goals, assisted 1. Ferran Torres assisted 2 and scored 1, I believe. So it's just key to how Xavi has his side playing now.
Xavi's skills as a potential top-class manager have just been shown for the fact that he's turned Aubameyang back into a world-class striker in the space of 3 months. The third and fourth goals were more... they were clearly showcasing that, because it was just the quality of him. He played a big role in both of those goals.
Oh, 100%. And he looks like a different man to how his time at Arsenal ended. Like, it's just light and day difference, and it shows how much a player's confidence can be boosted by a manager just having their arm around them and saying, like, this is what I know you're capable of doing. And that's clearly worked with Aubameyang, because he's flourishing at Barcelona now.
Yeah, and if we now talk the rest of the game itself, it felt like complete domination from Barcelona. It was a performance that reminded us all of the Barcelona of old, and Xavi ball is exactly what that it embodies almost. Yeah,
I haven't really watched a lot of Barcelona over the years, because obviously TV rights over here keep changing, but I'm going to say that's probably the best Barcelona performance I've seen since their impressive comeback against PSG. Like, against a big side.
You would go that far?
I genuinely would, because they just dominated from minute 1 to minute 90 and always looked in control, and for me, they always looked like every attack they could potentially have scored.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Real Madrid. Is it just the loss of one player ruined it completely?
I mean, it seems to be the way. Obviously, the key player being Karim Benzema missing out through injury, which came out, I think, after we finished recording on Friday, that he was to miss El Clasico. But it just... they had nothing. Like, the amount of times you'd see them on the attack, whether it be Rodrigo on the left or on the right, or Vinicius, and then there'd just be no one in the box. Like, Fede Valverde wasn't making the runs that Benzema would typically make to give Real Madrid even half an option of potentially putting something past Barcelona.
Yeah, I don't feel like I can comment a lot with Real Madrid. Benzema's a big loss to any team at that point. The rest of them didn't step up in the way they needed to if they were to get anything against a Barcelona side who are on the rise.
I mean, 22 goals in the league this season already for Karim Benzema is always going to be hard to replace. I mean, next highest for them is Vinicius with 14. So, although that's not a big disparity, it's still 8 goals that you're missing out alone. And Benzema's also the top assister in La Liga this season with 11 assists. So you take out both what he can do scoring wise and then assisting players, that's a lot of work for someone to come in and try and replace in a big game like El Clasico. It's always going to be hard to replicate.
And we know that for the next El Clasico, we'll have a few additions to that. I think that's a pretty sure bet, and that's probably both sides as well. We'll probably get a proper title race as well next season. Bad night for Real. They're still probably going to win the league though.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the table, they have 9 point gap between themselves and Sevilla in second. There's no way Ancelotti's side can surely blow that lead, can they?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it personally.
I mean, I'm not too sure on what their fixtures look like for the rest of the season in terms of how many more sides in the top four they have to face, but it would be quite shocking if they somehow managed to blow this lead.
You expected them to lose every single one of them.
Which is just not likely to happen. But back on Barcelona, absolute full credit to how they played. I mean, just absolutely dominated, and it's just so clear to see like how Xavi wants his team to play. I mean, some people may have seen it from his short time Al Sadd over in the Middle East, and it was very clear then. Like, I've seen one or two highlights from his time there, like, oh, he knows how he wants his team playing, like passing out from the back and quick, like one touch, bang, bang, bang play, similar to how he was taught by Pep Guardiola, and now he's actually getting to do with world quality players at Barcelona. It just shows like his intentions are just practically like carbon copy of what Pep did at his time.
So you were watching the Saudi Arabian League going, that man Xavi knows ball.
Well, I mean, I haven't watched a game of the Saudi Arabian League, but I've seen clips of it, like his team doing that build-up play, which obviously Pep was known for during his time at Barcelona.
And what he's done well is build like a good core, because peak long term, Aubameyang isn't going to be there, like for more than 2 years, maybe 3 years, around that. So we know the core is Pedri, Gavi, probably Ferran Torres as well.
Yeah.
You could probably put Ronaldo Araujo in there as well.
I think there's still question marks over his future. I think contract-wise, he's coming up in the next year or two, and but you got to think like potential summer comes, because obviously they bought in Eric Garcia this past year, who's probably going to be a key when he's mainly fit, and obviously there's rumours that Andreas Christensen is set to join there as well. So Araujo is question marks over, but yeah. The forward line, like you said, Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres, they are pretty much cemented as the new Barcelona front three going forward, you'd say.
Yeah, like Xavi has cemented Pedri as the modern day version of him.
Oh, 100%.
In the same way that Guardiola made Xavi the modern day version of him.
And who did that to Guardiola? Johan Cruyff. It's just a cycle that's going over repeatedly. And speaking of the late Johan Cruyff, it's just incredible. He last managed Barcelona 26 years ago, but his style of play is still working to this day, because Pep Guardiola is doing what Johan Cruyff did in terms of like how he had his Barcelona team doing it, and Xavi is now doing what Guardiola did, which is obviously what Johan Cruyff did at his time at Barcelona. So it just shows that although some things in football may change, the simplicity of tactics that man had, or the genius of the tactics that Johan Cruyff had, can still work nearly 3 decades later.
Yeah, like Barcelona haven't had a manager really like install that vision purely since, was it Tito Villanova? Could we go that far back?
Yeah.
Really?
Which was Tito just before Pep, or was he just after Pep?
He was after Pep. He was Pep's assistant, remember?
Yes.
Anyone knows Tito Villanova's story. He did obviously have to relinquish the job, like, forcefully.
Yes. But yeah, it's it's kind of a hidden Barca identity that seems to have come back.
It's not hidden.
Under Xavi.
I wouldn't call it hidden. I think we all knew that was their identity. You just have to have the right manager in to keep that going. And let's be honest, the ones they've had over the last few years are not that.
No. Although Ronald Koeman was a part of that same team that Pep Guardiola was.
He did used to play with Barcelona.
But yeah, he couldn't manage to get that right, and Xavi has definitely
part
got
of the dream team.
Yeah. That won the Champions League back in 92.
Yes, 92.
Yeah, but yeah, just imagine what a full season under Xavi Barcelona could look like. They could be really scary next year.
They could be, but I would have to look at who they bring in as well to add to that. This could be another long build, maybe not next season, but the season after. That's when it could really shine for them.
Yeah, and I think Laporta knows that as well. I think he has full faith in Xavi, knowing this isn't going to be a straight year turnaround and Barcelona be league champions this time next year. But he knows the process that Barcelona are doing. A, in terms of recovering their debts and their money losses, but B, in terms of performances and winning the big trophies again. And I think it's something that needed to happen at Barcelona.
But hey, Spotify money will go a long way.
I still hate the name of that stadium, honestly.
It's just you.